team that presented the report today. He's joined us on the line. Sir, you're welcome to Eyewitness News.
Thank you, Umaru.
I'm just curious, after what you delivered to the president, he's talking about further investigation by the Attorney General. One would think that what you've been doing over the past 1 month was investigation, or you were doing something that was other than investigation?
Yes, we're doing something else rather than investigation. What we're doing was basically receiving the complaints, receiving tips, receiving cues, receiving petitions, yes, and then also gathering the publicly available information. That's what we're doing. We didn't have the mandate to call people suspects and then start interrogating them, taking statements from them, etc. No, our mandate didn't include that. So the Attorney General is now going to do that. But of course, naturally, some of the petitions that they were brought or complaints, sometimes they have exhibits, if I may call them, or let me say additional information to show. So maybe let's say somebody can say in the following institution, maybe they pay $20 million to this contractor for shoddy work done. Then they have documents to show how this is shoddy, how even maybe let's say the Attorney General in the previous government had even complained, etc. So they bring you documents, then they bring you a contract on the transaction, then they bring you various correspondences. So some of them came with such details. Others were purely a petition that, I was involved in this, I saw this payment. It looks too huge. It is not done in the industry. But the person doesn't have the contract that was signed between the contractor and the government, etc. So there are different cases. So for those ones that you can see that the person tells it appears very credible story on paper. So now the Attorney General will take it right to the institution. Can you bring me this? Can you bring that? Then based upon it, further investigations will be done. Then they will zero in on those persons. So that is what we did. We basically received and then gathered information that was in the public domain. Let me give you a classical example of information in the public domain. Like National Cathedral, you hear President Kufuor's first statement, it's private sector led. We are not going to use government money. Then the next stage, you see that, government is giving land, and land in cantonments, rich, etc. is very, very expensive, millions of dollars. 1 acre of land is going for not less than $2 million, right? So that's a lot of money. Good. That's over 32 million Ghana cedis. That's a lot of money. 1 acre. It can't go less than $2 million. Rich cantonment. You get it less. But now they give 9 acres. So you see that government gave 9 acres. Multiply 16 million by 9. You see the hundreds of millions we gave for the National Cathedral in the form of land. Then you see the buildings that were collapsed, demolished, etc. Then the next thing, apart from giving land, when he decided to give land, James Kwabena Bonfe challenged it in the Supreme Court. Then the Supreme Court said, giving support in the form of land is not unconstitutional. Okay, so that means government can give the religious bodies land to build. We can still be a secular state and still give such support. So they said the National Cathedral can go on. But after that, then the president started pushing in actual cash, real money. And that's what went up to $58 million. Then you see, so we gather all those documents that show, because it's publicly available. So you gather them and arrange them neatly for the Attorney General. Then you read and see the sequence and then try to see how to make up his mind. Then the next thing, so you see that David A.J., or we like to say David A.J., for Cathedral alone and the other buildings, he makes more than $25 million. Then you compare publicly available information, even when you Google the Burj Khalifa, the tallest building in the world, at some time ago. I don't know if it is still the tallest, but the Dubai one, Burj Khalifa. How much did the architect make? Not more than $5 million. So why is AJ alone or AJ making more than making at least $25 million, etc.? So if you begin to put this together and begin to see that it sounds or looks very suspicious, we should investigate further. How much was paid to the contractors, etc. So it's a whole thing that the Attorney General now has to do. Go further. We were gathering the basics and then receiving.
Okay,
And also,
but the issue, counsel, will be that you simply engage in hearsay for the past 1 month, which could be facts or mere rumors or speculation, which will lead us nowhere. So you're possibly trying to send the Attorney General on a wild goose chase when we have proper investigative institutions like the Economic and Organized Crimes Office, like the Office of Special Prosecutor, like the Ghana Police Service, CID. These are institutions that can investigate these things, and we do not have to do a repeat investigation. But you have moved from one side to another. You have perused documents, and then after all of this, you are telling us that the AG's department still has to do further investigations. If you knew and believed same to be true that the AG has the power to investigate, then what was the point of this 1 month long exercise? It was simply an act of hearsay gathering, rumor mongering, wasn't it?
Okay. Yeah, it's a democracy, so it wouldn't be surprising. It would be shocking if every citizen agreed with the oral concept. That would not be good for a society if we all thought alike. You'd always need naysayers to enable us look back and see how to make things better. That's why they say in Chi, right? So you always need feedback to help make it better. So that much I'll grant them. But let's look at it this way. Apart from what I was explaining that we're gathering, now you should know that when we came in, because we also as a committee, we are citizens, and because of the charge we're given, some of the petitions, we just didn't sit down and say that, oh, okay, we've taken your petition, so we will hand over to the president, and then president hand over to the Attorney General in due course. No. Some of them that required urgent action, we reported to National Security through COP Kpebu, and then he got National Security to also bring in police to take action. So as we speak now, we've saved about 50 bungalows. CSIR, there are bungalows that were doing a transaction with private sector developers, etc., where workers were not happy and felt shortchanged, etc. We brought in National Security. They've stopped the demolition of the bungalows. You see Ministry of Gender and Social Protection, Gender, Children, Social Protection. They to their bungalows. We saved some. And then NDA land. We saved NDA land. Then agric mechanization or agric engineering services, the land opposite Elwak Stadium. We went in there, we helped save the land. Those were the ones that were sold to ministers cheap, like toffee, right? Many other things. So we've already saved this in tens of millions of dollars by reporting to the appropriate institutions to stop some of those demolitions and some of those looting of public land at cheap prices. Let me show you. The agric mechanization, or some call it agric engineering services land. Some were sold to ministers, 162,000, others 42,000 Ghana cedis. So, meanwhile, private persons were on the land and wanted to buy theirs. They were quoted $500,000. Yes, you heard me right, Umaru. $500,000. Yet for ministers and their cohorts, we are getting 162,000 Ghana cedis. How much? If you convert, that's barely $10,000 compared to $500,000. So it tells you that they know that they were looting the land, etc. So oral help to stop some of this. And so those lands like this, they are not going to those people. They are not going to their government is taking them back, etc. 2009, when Atamils came, the same thing. Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the lands there at airport, they were looted. Atamils told the persons who bought that, no, we are not selling, come for your money. The government took those lands back. So today the Ministry of Foreign Affairs is here at airport. Yes, the International Students Hostel, that was that land. And it was gone to Kufuor appointees and people in high places. So this ORA too has helped. It has helped. Anybody who tells you that ORA is done nothing, naturally, there will always be some naysayers. no matter what you say, because they are anti-NDC, they will say, no, nothing has been done. It's a waste of public funds. It's normal in every democracy. Even in every household, you find that you don't find everybody thinking alike, right? So it's okay. These things happen. But we've done a lot of good work, a lot. We've done a lot of interventions. When we went to Tamale, you see the whole of Tamale. Hey, people were excited to see us. They reported how their lands have been taken over. That the traditional people, their land, government took this land and now was selling cheap to people. All this, we went around many places. So ORA has been phenomenal. It's been good. I always say that, you know how I don't hesitate to criticize JM if he has done something that's not good, right? Yeah, but this one is a master stroke. It's a master stroke. I went on the ground, and the tips and the cues they gave us, it has opened my eyes. I saw how President Kpebu tried to masquerade OSP. See, OSP rendered it virtually non-functioning, would not resource it well, blah, blah, blah. People open my eyes. So I've seen the deficiencies in the OSP law. It gives the special prosecutor too much power. Every petition lands on his desk. So he alone decides whether this case will be investigated or not. The rest of his directors don't see it. So that's one of the key things we'll be asking President JM to have the OSP law amended so that when petitions come, the directors, all of them should see and decide. Like today, if you're going to bank for a loan, it's not only a bank manager, like when we're much younger, a bank manager alone deciding whether you get a loan or not. No. Today, if you go into a bank, there's a credit committee. So various people looking at it and appraising your application. But today, if you take a petition to OSP, it goes from the reception straight to the special prosecutor's desk. That's it. So if he doesn't want to investigate it, that's the end. You see, he has control, full, absolute control. The rest won't see. It's a huge blow on the law. Is there any wonder that, it's not been able to yield as much results as we want? So that's one thing, especially the first week of ORA, when people brought information on how OSP works and I understood those and the loopholes in the law and how Kpebu exploited that to his advantage. That was it. So quickly, I saw that even though we had been advocating for some changes in the OSP law, then I added this one, that the thing should be checked that if you make a petition, it should go, all the directors should see and should have a say. It should not go to the SP alone. It's not usually the head of the institution does not have all the knowledge in this world. So how do you make a law and give everything to him? No. Today like this, if you go to CID, not even just CID headquarters, you see how the police works. You can go and report a case at Medina Police. You can go to Adenta, depending, then sometimes, depending on jurisdiction, they'll say go here. But what I mean is that IGP doesn't determine all the cases that will go to court or not. I know sometimes there is opportunity for them to call the docket. But if it is called, you can come to Citi FM and say, I reported this case, and then the investigator was doing it, and IG called it. Then we'll make noise. Then we can get results. Except that this Galamsey fight, we've been making noise about Akunta mining. Chairman Wuchmi by IGP Dampare and Fortuna and Kofi, they've refused. They say they are just going to do Akunta mining's bidding. That's how I support the call that Dampare must go quickly, because a lot of police people are angry. So, Omar, that's just one example. So I'm showing how the OSP law is not fit for purpose.
Okay.
It's not fit. It's not good at all. So I've got that insight from ORA. So you see, now I can contribute better. There are many other things I can mention. So please, let's not say ORA is not good. We've benefited immensely.
The question would be, is the AG bound by any of the work you did? If he's not, and he's going to start all over, or at what point can the AG rely on the work you did? Can the AG rely on your work at all, and is he bound by it at all?
Yes, he can. He can, because those are petitions. People have written, some even to anonymous, but they are saying that it's like going to a police station to write that I've seen Mr. X take this land, or this money has been paid. It's way more than. So those are petitions. The AG will not just throw them away. He's going to go to, and then the ones he finds straight and easy to investigate, he will start. And of course, the difficult ones he will do. But he will not just throw them away. So we know the petitions we submitted. How will AG throw them away when he knows that Kpebu, I sat through, I brought petitions and gathered some evidence to him. He won't get peace. Ablakwa will not give him peace. Domlogo will not give him peace. Kofi Buache, and now, unfortunately for us, even Iyoko, Remonata is been appointed one of the deputy directors of Iyoko, so he'll be helping. So, Dr. Ayini will not even do that. So it doesn't arise. He cannot throw everything away. That he's going to investigate, but the ones that they are not able to make progress, it means that those cannot go to court. And those ones will ask him to explain. And today when we met him, Dr. Ayini, I adopt my hat off to him. Yeah, some of the things he said, you could see that he's very forward-looking. I won't run ahead of myself, but some of the promises he made, we are looking forward to them. You'll be amazed if he lives up to those promises. So Ayini is not one to throw away our report.
Okay.
It can't happen. He won't get peace.
Okay.
No, I know the things we sent there. So how can it be that everything?
What do you mean by he won't get peace? What, you force him to use what you've brought him?
Absolutely. We will hold him accountable, sir. He will not get peace. And that's the thing. So every time, like today, we are discussing. So let's say if after 1 year, none of the cases we sent there have been investigated and taken to court, we'll ask him then to explain. And based on his explanations, we'll see whether we accept or not accept. So worry him, sir. Right? Yeah, he's not even one to do such a thing.
Very well. Have you closed your secretariat now, though?
No. It will still be, naturally, it will take transition. We are going to transition. We'll meet Dr. Ayini later in the week. So I'm sure, you see, once it's an avenue to let petitions come in, you cannot close it. When the petitions come in, then you forward to AG. Of course, then after a while, we'll tell people not to bring in. But if you tell people not to bring in, and then some haven't heard, and they've gotten a petition, you can't throw it away. No, you can't. By saying that, my mandate is ended. So that's and there.
Two of your members already have your colleague has been made deputy Iyoko boss. Your chairman has been made minister. Your other colleague has been made director of operations at Jubilee, which means that the committee has been dissipated. You are just two members who are free, who can, because now that as foreign affairs minister, someone can come and report him to you. Now as Iyoko boss, someone can come and report him. So the three of them may not be fit necessarily to be part of your committee. So the committee is just left with two. And on the lighter side, or on the lighter note, when are you getting your appointment?
Yeah, so the committee, as I said, yes, we finished. But naturally, as I said, once the website, it's not good to shut it down. It won't be good. Anybody will say, leave it open. If staff come in there, there'll be an officer who will then carry forward and go and give Attorney General, and then he will distribute. So we can't. But the committee, where we'll meet, take it that today we are done. But we'll be meeting Attorney General later in the week. We are done. So the committee doesn't exist again.
Okay.
My appointment.
Yes, please.
To be honest, even this one, Ora, I was so surprised, extremely surprised that I was brought on to Ora. We all know that I've been criticizing JM. The only time eventually JM won over Baumia is that we saw that, we criticize him, but here is the case, he's better than Baumia. So you criticize him, but still vote for him. And I'm sure he will even appreciate that. But I can't be singing praises of JM all over like he's an angel. No, he's human. He had his own challenges in the first term. And we didn't mince words in saying that, listen, I'm supporting you to come, but please don't repeat the first term. But it just also happened that when it comes to governance, he did better than Akufo-Addo. That's how come Baumia didn't stand a chance. Because Baumia was helping Akufo-Addo, but they couldn't beat JM. Look at corruption. You remember, you can see Kennedy Japan. JM,
Mr. Kpebu, I just wanted to know what position they are going to give you. Why are you bringing Dr. Baumia and all of what position? When are you getting your own appointment?
So I'm not looking forward to an appointment.
But if it comes to, but there were people who thought you were going to be deputy AG. If you are named, if you are given an appointment in this government, would you accept to serve?
Look, let me be candid. It depends. Look, we are to help build. Certain positions, deputy AG, I couldn't have done that because from the nature of it, then you see that you are not happy. I'm the type that I can't keep quiet over it. It will turn fight. So maybe I would have been sacked in no time. You see how Amidu went and then he didn't.
Okay,
like,
plus also you are from Upper East region, just like the AG. So maybe, but if you are given any CEO position or deputy, there are 4 outstanding deputy ministerial positions. If the president calls you and gives you any of them, would you accept?
Oh, and then let me correct it. The Upper East. No, I'm more spread though. I'm BA. Yes, my mom is Kanjaga Busa. My dad is Bono, then Oti Guan, and then a bit over there. So largely Oti and then Bra have my dad's side. And my mom is Kanjaga Busa. So you say if I'm giving which position?
If the president says I have 4 deputy ministerial positions left, I want to give you one, would you accept?
Oh no, I'm not suited for ministerial position. No, I'm not.
Just say you go and fight your boss, or you fight the president. What about CEO?
Oh, CEO, I don't think. Look, let's see.
What do you think? Okay, what do you think you can? What do you think you can do in this government to help GM succeed or help the country progress?
I can give him advice behind the scenes, kitchen cabinet. Then I'll be free to come back and criticize if it's not doing well. So I can be good kitchen cabinet.
Okay.
So the people they will call behind the scenes. And also, naturally, certain things will come up. They can give me the opportunity to write a legal opinion. Oh, this question, what do you think? That. And then also in the field of anti-corruption, he has an advisor on anti-corruption, Professor Dudu. That's Francis, right? Yes, we can. It depends on what he does. Maybe depending on the programs he holds, I can help in that sector. Yeah, and then so yes, we can help. We can help. But if you put me in the position where I'm not that partisan, yes. But a position that I'm expected to be partisan, NDC, no, I can't fit in.
Very well. Are you naturally NPP though? Have you ever held a card of NPP?
I was NPP. Yes, I have an NPP card, New Patriotic Party.
But have you ever had an NDC? Have you ever had an NDC card?
No. NDC, no.
Okay.
But what I've been doing is that when I left the NPP in 2000, okay, then Adiko Kufuor was chopping the money. I wasn't happy. No.
Mr. Kpebu, let's Kufuor rest for now. I'm the one who opened this Pandora's box for you. I apologize for that. My last question. The new AG, one of the first things he did was to withdraw charges against a number of people. What is your view on that? I mean, we do know that under the Constitution, the Attorney General can withdraw charges against anybody, can drop charges against anybody. He has done so. Some he can explain, some he doesn't have to explain. And it was not knowledge prosecutor, so I think there should be some explanation accompanying what he has done. What do you make of that?
Yes, so I've been very clear that he should give reasons. He should explain the decision, all of them. Some of them, the reasons are not far-fetched. We can see already, like the Atu Fortune's case is the number one case. Locus classicus. You are becoming a lawyer. Locus. Okay, let me stop the law then. So it's the best example of how not to use prosecutorial powers. Dami was just abusing the prosecutorial powers. You catch him on the Japa tip saying that Ekufuado and Ofuriata are on his neck to get Atuforse convicted by hook or by crook. Such a thing, you cancel the case straight. No curve, no bend. One answer, straight, cancel. Right? Then you also see him coaching Japa to go and give false testimony, perjuring a witness. Then number 3, you see him giving Japa feel that he should go and get a fake medical certificate. So I'm expecting that Dr. Ayino come and explain some of these as reasons for canceling the Japa case. The other ones, I'm sure when he comes, then he will give an explanation, because you can see that the majority of the people, we all largely agree that though it's not been expressly written that he should give reasons, because we are making progress, we are increasing transparency, he should give reasons. And that's why I said from what I'm hearing, Dr. Ayine looks like yes, he will live up to their billing. So let's wait and see what comes in the future.
So you're not disappointed that he dropped any of the cases?
Subject to the reasons he will come and give. So let me mention, like the one I'm curious about is the Sagleme case. Because what is stuck in my mind is that at that time we paid a lot of that money to Angelo, the Collins that was pretending, and we didn't get the number of housing units we were to get. So such a matter, I want him, when he comes, to explain so that I'll see where the truth really lies. That money we gave, first they said some number of housing units, then later it was reduced to 5,000. So I was waiting to see what the court would say on it. Now that's been cancelled, but that money is huge. So that one, he should let ink go in that case so that we see really what happened, who is telling the truth. You see, yes, so that case, I'm very curious about it. The Opuni one, from what happened, there were a lot of inconsistencies in the prosecution's case. So that one, I'm not surprised. I'm sure he will come and give the reasons there for it. But the Collins Zauda case is top on my agenda. I really want to understand what went into it.
Let's leave it here. Thank you so much for speaking to us, sir. But in fact, the last one on the oral, so you have not recovered anything, even though your name is Operation Recover or Loot. You have not recovered anything apart from documents and gossip.
We've recovered bungalows. We've recovered land, the agric mechanization land, the NDA land, the bungalows 50, etc.
Okay.
We've done a yeoman's job.
Okay, but you have not had anybody return a suitcase of money and say, "Oh, I stole this one. I'm sorry. I've heard you, so I'm bringing it back."
In the spirit of ORA, that's the national security who are doing that. Do you remember yesterday, over the weekend, some counterfeit money, they did an operation at the...
But that's not ORA. That's not ORA. That's...
I'm saying the spirit. That's the ORA spirit in the air.
But all right. Thank you, Counsel, for speaking to us. We appreciate you for the time.
You're welcome.
That's Martin Kpebu. He's a member of the Operation Recover All Loot committee that was set up by the president, which committee presented his report to the president today, which president forwarded it to the Attorney General for action. This is Eyewitness News on